Get ready to learn the basics of shooting in this custom 30-minute video, The Art of Shooting. This video features Jim Clayton, nationally known basketball instructor on the art of shooting. He has worked with juniors through the pros, including clinics and camps around the country and abroad, too. Jim will take you through a step-by-step demonstration of everything you need to know to get maximum use of your ultimate shooting system. Now, let's get to it. Here's Jim Clayton.
Now it's time to get into the Jumper Time shooting system and see what we have in store for you today in this video. As we open the box, the first thing we're going to take out is the Jumper Time basketball, in which we'll go into later and show you how to take this and put it right into this next device, which is what we call the ball back system. And this is a returning system which will enable you to shoot the basketball and have it come back to you, which will eliminate a lot of wasted time in your shooting procedure. The next thing we're going to pull out is our Jumper Time shooting pump, which will pump up the basketball that we're going to use. And the last thing we're going to pull out, which is probably the most important, is the video of the ultimate shooting system here. I'm now installing one of the components of our shooting system, the ball back. It's very easy to snap on your existing goal. You just snap on the back hooks and hang it down and it's ready to go. The only thing I would remind you kids, when you're putting this up at home, always have your parents do this on the ladder. Now that we've seen the components of the Jumper Time shooting system, we're going to now begin and take you through the steps of the shot. When we build a shot, it's just like building a house. We start from the ground and we build ourselves up. The first thing we talk about in the system is our feet. And the stance we use is what we call a bicycle stance. The reason we call it a bicycle stance is because it's the same foot positioning that your feet are in when you're riding a bicycle. And what's the key element in learning to ride a bicycle? Balance. That's the same element involved in shooting a basketball. The way you find your bicycle stance is whatever arm you shoot with, you take your lead foot, put it forward, take your trail foot, put it in the arc of your shoe, and bring it out about shoulder width. Our knees are flexed slightly forward, our hips are square to the basket, our shoulders are in a plane that are just a little bit above in front of our toes right here, with our shoulders square and our head straight. This position never changes even after the ball leaves the shooter's hand. Therefore, all follow-through movements will never end left or right of the target, but remain in a straight line to the basket. The next step we're going to talk about is hand placement on the basketball. The first step is what we call the shooting pad of the ball. The shooting pad is the area of the shooting hand minus the center of the palm. This area right here never touches the ball. Therefore, the ball releases from your fingertips with good backspin. Remember, controlling the ball is controlling the shot. When I place the ball in the shooting pad of my hand, you can see I can develop maximum control of the ball. When I put it in the palm of my hand, you see it slips out. So I have absolutely no control over the ball. Again, the key here is controlling the ball. The second step of the shot is probably one of the most important and a very big component of our Jumper Time shooting ball. And that is the index finger or trigger finger in the center of the basketball. This is a key point because this automatically will align your shooting arm under the basket right here. One of the biggest problems with shooters today is what we call a flying elbow or elbow kicking out. And all that has to be done to correct this procedure is proper hand placement on the basketball right here. And now we have this system right on the basketball, so it will not allow the player to make any mistake in lining up the shooting arm on the ball. Remember, shooting is nothing more than a game of alignment right here. So I set the J right here on my shooting ball right here like this. This again will keep proper alignment. The third step of the shot is what we call the left hand. And the left hand plays two roles on the basketball. It first sets the ball up by forming a T on the side of the ball right here. It also keeps the shoulders square to the basket during the shot, not allowing the shooting arm to go left or right of the target. It doesn't do any actual shooting, but it's very important in the guidance system of the shot. The fourth step is what we call the wrist flex. And the wrist flex is the key in determining the trajectory and right amount of backspin of the ball. The key component on our Jumper Time shooting ball here are the two arrows on top of the ball. Because what happens, once you set your T and set your J, in this situation right here, in this position, I now show that I cock my wrist back, and the player will now have a checkpoint on the basketball to see the arrows pointing at them right here. This will automatically predetermine the arc of the ball. A lot of players, what the problem they make here is they try to set the wrist flex on the way up. And what happens is with that, the longness and shortness of the shot, the trajectory is never constant. And when it's not constant, that's what you have when it comes long and short right there. So what happens is we want to automatically set the wrist flex right here, which is the key in determining the trajectory of the shot. And remember, the higher the trajectory, the better chance you have as a player in making the shot. The fifth step of the shot is what we call the vertical arm position. And the vertical arm, or the V positioning, in this position right here, sends the ball into the shooting pocket. It also is what we call one of the power points of the shot, because as you notice, my arms are extended away from my body. That's one of the major problems in shooters today, is they lack their power because they get the ball too close to their body. The closer you have the ball to your body, the closer you're going to bring it up, which means that now you're always going to be fading backwards, and then you try to make up for the distance, and you come with a long and short on your shot. So the key to balance in this position is get the ball away from you, get your arms extended, and get your wrist flex, your V, and now you're ready to take the shot. The sixth step of the shot is what we call the power tee. And the power tee, power means legs, and that's again where you get your power source. The tee is formed with the rim, the horizontal rim. You try to put your shooting arm right in the middle of the basket, forming a tee with the shooting rim up there. Again, keeping in mind, shooting is a game of alignment. Therefore, we always want our shooting arm right down the center of the basket. Therefore, again, with proper hand positioning, the ball can't go left or right of the target, but remains in a straight line. And that's what we're after here as a shooter. In order to get the power tee position, you basically have two commands. You lift and bend. Now, what a lot of players will do is what we call the lift and lock. And what they do in that position is they lift the ball and lock their knees. What happens there is they have no power. So they just try to utilize their upper portion of their body, and they get a jerk on the shot. And that's when the ball goes off the back of the iron, brick city, fast break down the other end, no good at all. Okay, so what we want to do here is we want to coordinate the lift as the ball moves up, and we're going to rotate right up on our toes, right in this position right here. Now the trick here is just like a merry-go-round. It goes up and it goes down. It doesn't go forward and it doesn't go backwards. Therefore, you always maintain your balance. Again, that's the key word. You hear me keep repeating that over and over in this video, is we want to stay balanced. We don't want any fade left or right. So once we set that T and the J in, and we've got our wrist flex, we've got our V, and we lift the ball and bend our knees right there, we rotate slightly up on our toes. It looks actually like we're bending our knees, but we're really not. We're just rotating up on our toes into this position right here. And that takes us right into the eighth step of the shot. That's called the window focus. And the window focus is formed with the shooting arm and the left hand forming a triangular window, which gives the shooter an unobstructed view of the basket and a chance to see it with both eyes. One of the biggest mistakes players make today in shooting is they lift the ball right in front of their head or over top to block their vision. They try to compensate for this by turning their head, which means now instead of seeing it out of both eyes, they see it out of one eye, which means automatically the arm will move to the right, causing the ball to go off center and to the right edge of the rim. Another component of the window focus is the judgment. This gives the shooter a chance to judge the distance, and again, the further out you move with your perception distance becoming smaller, it gives you a much higher ratio and percentage in shooting the basketball. The last step of the shot is what we call the finisher or the follow-through. And this position must be held frozen until the ball makes contact with some form of the basket. One sure way when you shoot this basketball to make it go in every time is to eliminate the rim and always make it hit the net. The other component is you want to keep your arms up long enough so that the ball hits with good backspin and rotation on it, which we'll have with these arrows on the ball. It'll make the ball stay on the rim and again give it a higher chance of going in. And there you have it. Those are the steps of the shot. Real quick, let me go over them again in sequence. We start with our feet in our bicycle stance. We have a nice little lean forward where our shoulders are always in front of our toes. We have our ball down, our checkpoints. Our first step is what we call the shooting pad. And then the second step is the index finger. That forms the J. The third step is the left hand on the side of the ball. And we form the T, making sure that our palm lays flat, which is another visual on our ball, lays flat so you can't see it. The fourth step is the wrist flex, where we cock back and have a checkpoint on our jumper time ball to see the arrows. The fifth step is the vertical arm position. We check our V position right here. The sixth step is the power T, where we lift the ball and bend our knees at the same time, trying to form a T with the rim. The seventh step is our window focus, where we have an opportunity to zero in and judge the distance on our target. Our key point of emphasis is on the front of the rim, not on the back of the rim. And another key point is we don't want to follow the ball with our eyes. And the eighth step and final step is the follow-through, the finisher, where we come up on our toes, we extend out, we freeze our left hand into a karate position, we snap it up and follow through, and we hold it until the ball goes bingo, right? Nothing but net. And there you have it. Those are the steps of the shot. And I'm going to take you through now, in the next stage of the video, I'm going to take you through drills and things you can do right at home, right in your court, that will help you warm up, and will help you build your confidence level and help you build your percentage higher and give you a much better chance of making this ball go in the basket. Remember, no matter what anybody says, the name of the game here is to get the ball in the basket. The last stage of this video is what we call the warm-up. And this is very critical. I'm going to take you through the sequence of the shooting system that we've discussed earlier in the video. And in order to do a great warm-up, one of the best drills around, you don't even need a basket. You can do it right in the comforts of your home as soon as you receive the Jumper Time training system in the mail. The first thing you got to do is just need to sit down on the floor, plug in the video, and away we go right here. And it's the 1 through 6 shooting system. First thing I do after I sit down is I place the basketball just to the knee of whatever shooting hand that I shoot with. And I take you through the 6th step. The first step is what we call the shooting pad index finger on the ball. And that forms the J, which you see on the Jumper Time ball. Place that right there. That again secures proper arm position in a straight line. The second step is I form a T with my thumbs. That's another component of the Jumper Time shooting ball. Again, a visual right on the ball. The third step is my wrist flex, V position, all in one motion. The fourth step is a combination of my power T, window focus. My fifth step is my follow through. And the sixth step is when the ball goes whoosh, right in the hole. So let's go over those again real quick. We set the ball up. We count 1, our shooting pad, index finger, forming our J on our ball. Our 2 is our T with our thumbs. Our 3 is our wrist flex, V position. And again, remember, on the Jumper Time training ball, in order to make sure you got the proper wrist flex, check the arrows pointing back. Our 4th step is our power T and window focus. Our 5th step is our follow through. And our 6th step is when the ball goes swish right in the basket. And there you have it, the 1 through 6 shooting system. You practice this at home, repetition and repetition. Remember, this is nothing more, shooting is nothing more than a habit skill. And what's a habit? Something you do without thinking. Now we've done that 1 through 6 shooting system from the floor, we just stand up and repeat the process. Remember, what we're trying to do here is build a form shot. And a form shot is the same shot that you're going to use from any area on the court. In the beginning of the video, we talked about a stance. And I have you get in your stance, bicycle stance. Leaning forward, take the Jumper Time shooting ball, place it on your shooting thigh. And count it out again. 1, there's your index finger in the center, thumb on the side, forming your J. 2, hand flat against the ball, T's. 3, Wrist flex, V shooting position. Making sure you can check the point on your ball to check the arrows. 4, combination, power T, window focus. Again, shooting right on the front of the rim. 5, up on your toes, extend, follow through. And 6 is when the ball goes swish, right in the hole. Now I'm going to demonstrate another component of our shooting system, the ball back return. One of the key components of the ball back shooting system is it rewards the good shooter for shooting the correct shot. It also enables them to get a lot more shots in during practice time. Eliminates a lot of the wasted motion, eliminates a lot of the dribbling, eliminates a lot of the bad things that transpire when people actually shoot. And you can get a lot more shots in right here from this range as a great warm-up tool to warm that muscle memory up so that when we move back, you've not only developed the proper form, but you've also increased your confidence level, which in turn will create a higher percentage on your shot. When I first come out onto the court, I like to do a drill with the ball back called the backboard first, rim second. This automatically locks my shooting arm into position, not allowing it to go short. This is a great warm-up, great muscle memory. Right there, it gives you a great touch on the ball. You can just stand, then you just back up a little further and a little further. The same motion. The ball continuously comes back to you. You're on a great alignment. You're building confidence. You believe you can do it. Instead of chasing the ball and only getting 20 shots in the same amount of time, you can get twice that many. Again, the system's still the same. I'm counting out in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is when it goes in, swish. Or I'm telling myself another little drill. Lift, bend, push, and extend. Once I get warm, do a little drill called swish, bank. It's a great shooting drill. As you get touch, swish, bank. Again, I'm checking all my key components during the shot. On the jumper time ball, got my J, got my T, got my arrows. Keeping those parallel lines straight between your thumb and the index finger. Therefore, again, all follow-through movements. Never move right or left of the target, but remain in a straight line to the center of the basket. Okay, the next warm-up drill we're going to do is a little drill that I call 5, 5, and 5. And what that teaches is, that just teaches good wrist positioning, it teaches good height on your lift positioning, and it teaches the follow-through and gives you the feel of what the actual shot does without the use of any other components. And we have them line up, again, bicycle stance, ball right above in that shooting position, snap, and back. When they catch the ball, they're already in position. They're rotating up on their toes. They do 5 right there, and then 1 in the bucket. They move to the left side right here, and they line themselves up, index finger in the center, point, ball comes back. Arm position, never moves, right there. After you do this for a couple times, your wrist, forearm actually, then I have them come in the middle, and we do 5 swish shots right there. Boom. With an eye twist, out, up, and in. 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 That's just a simple little drill that teaches good lift, good ball laying in the shooting pocket, and it also gives the shooter the feel of the muscles that they need to use during the shot. The next warm-up drill we do is called the tempo power. Key ingredients of this drill are, we're trying to work on proper foot alignment, we're trying to keep the ball on a straight line, and we want to make sure that we attack the basketball, keeping our arms extended, which gives us our power on our shot. We start the drill in our bicycle stance again, with our finger in the T and the J, down low right here, and as we step with our left foot, we dribble and keep everything on a straight line. Boom. So we're right in here. Power. Boom. Power. Boom. Power. Checking the boom. Power. Boom. Power. Again, checking alignment of the feet, alignment of the arm, the wrist cock position, and the arms extended away, which give the shooter not only power, but great balance during the shot. Now we're going to do the same drill except coming towards the basket, and we're going to get our shot into it this time. We step, dribble, power. Step, dribble, attack. Step, dribble, jump, shoot, boom. Nothing but net. The next warm-up drill we do is what we call backboard first, rim second. This drill can be done by yourself or it can be done with a partner in the gym. Now the key ingredients of this, again, is the inside pivot, to go get the ball, the power of the turn, and the alignment of the shot right there. Again, wrist flex, lift, power off the glass. We start out right in the middle of the basket. We flip the ball out. We go get it. That's our power. We cock, we step, we pivot, we turn, up, and glass, and go get it. We repeat the process. Step, turn, up, got it. Repeat the process. Here we go. Attack, step, turn, power, up, and in. Repeat the process. Here we go. Step, turn, power, and in. Right there. You can see the ball back's fantastic. Coming right back to us. Step, turn, lift, power, right in. Very good drill. Very good drill. Excellent drill. Teaching good pivot, good alignment, good power, good extension, good follow through. And again, key importance in shooting, tremendous amount of confidence. An extension of this drill now is great for you dads watching this video along with your sons. Get off the couch, come into the backyard with them. We do backboard first, rim second, except we do a pass in this drill, and we do what we call the block and tuck. Key ingredient again, alignment, pivot, wrist flex already in line, wrinkles. Remember, think wrist, wrinkles right there. You want to have that wrist flex right here. We start the drill with the ball in Dad's hands right here. We come at you right here. We block, we tuck, we cock, we turn, we lift, we extend, boom, right in. Pass the ball back out. We step out, step, turn, cock, up, boom, in the hole right there. Come right back, good pass, step, turn, up, power, right in. That's the Jumper Time Ultimate Shooting System.